Hello everyone, this is David, Fairly Secret Music. I may have done one of these videos before about Divebomb. Sorry, I'm looking at my cat who is up there in the on top of all my CD shelves. But I might have done a Divebomb video before, but I got a fairly sizable order today, and I decided I was going to show that and all the rest of my Divebomb stuff. So here's kind of a Divebomb discography from me. If you don't know who Divebomb is, Divebomb Records is an independent label that does some new stuff. They do a lot of reissues or remasters of things. The guy who does most of their, or if maybe not, maybe all of it, but unless it's like an original band, sometimes he's not doing the mastering. But a guy named Jamie King, who does great mastering, especially on those remastered reissues. They're fantastic, and usually they come with lyrics, liner notes, lots of photos, just a huge booklet. I'll show you a couple of the booklets that I have here. Part of this is because they just put out this Confessor Uncontrolled CD. Came out last Friday, and I tried to order it directly from the store or from the distributor that my store orders from. They were already on back order. I know it's limited to 500, so it's like, I'm a huge Confessor fan, so I couldn't risk not getting it. And I believe this is the second time this has been put together. It doesn't have a DVD or some video footage that the original had, but doesn't really matter. This has as you can see, nice little photo of the band. Let's see here. And I will apologize right now for coughing a bunch. So it has Collapse demo, Uncontrolled demo, Secret demo, live in '89, and 2 live bonus tracks. So I'll let you see that. This reflection. The one plus side of Digipacks is they don't have lots of reflections, but so this is the only one I'm going to really do a big unboxing, so to speak. It comes with, let me move this, lots of liner notes. So if you don't know who Confessor is, think of a technical doom metal band. So think of if Watchtower and Candlemass got together and had a singer kind of in that John Arch, Ray Alder vein with really high vocals. That's kind of what you get. So this is the whole booklet. You got liner notes, lyrics, lots of photos, lots of articles. And there's a band called the Fucking Champs who at one time were looking for a second guitarist who played 9-string guitar. And somebody asked them, well, what do you look for in a guitarist? And they said, someone who both likes Confessor and Kraftwerk. That's who we're looking for. I'm going to take a drink here really quick. So, Confessor, Uncontrolled. If you don't have Condemned, go get that. Sour Times is great too. There's another EP, and there's a great DVD. But the thing that came out on Divebomb is this one. He actually sent me a free CD, which was a promo. It came without a case. But this band is called Witching Altar, Ride with the Devil. And I listened to a little bit of it, and it's very doomy, kind of in that Black Sabbath pentagram kind of feel. This is a squeaky chair. So, few things that I had put off getting was this 2-disc Paradise Lost CD. So you're thinking, well, that's not the Paradise Lost I know and love. You're right. It's not. This is total AOR from the 80s. I remember seeing this on vinyl a ton. But this comes with 2 discs. It has the main album, and then it has the bunch of live stuff, some demos, and some other sessions. And this is the other book that I'm going to show you. Because this thing has, well, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but holy shit, this is one of the thickest books I've ever seen. Tons of photos, lyrics, liner notes, all that shit. So thick, so fantastic. These guys just, Matt knows what he's doing when he's putting out reissues. This isn't like, so think of like if Rock Candy added lyrics and didn't have, well, some didn't have brick-walled mastering. I've never had a CD that had brick-walled mastering. You know what I should have gotten was the Raped Ape CD. I was just getting so many things. I didn't get it. I should have gotten it, but there's always next time. I held off on getting this for a while. Apocrypha, Area 54, Pete Pardo on Sea of Tranquility, and a guy named George did a Apocrypha best album order of their discography. They have 3 CDs. I think their first album, Forgotten Scrolls, is the best because he sings different, and I found out that he kind of sang different purposely but was never comfortable. So, but if you watched that video, now you know where to at least get one of these. This was a power metal band, Dire Peril. This was actually on sale for $5. He has a lot of stuff on sale right now. And if you do, there's a code, I think it's March 20. You'll get 20% off your whole order. Just don't forget to put it in before you pay, because that's where it'll say, do you have a code or something like that? And it says it on the main page, but if you don't remember, hey, I have to put this code in, you will not get the 20% off. So don't be an idiot. And also check your address. People that order online and don't check their addresses are dumb as fuck. So this is a power metal band. I have no idea where they're from, but Brittany Slays sang on one of the songs called Queen of the Galaxy. The main singer has a great voice, but I really like Unleash the Archers, so I thought, well, shit, it's $5. I'll get it. There's a Britney Slays song on there, too. Now, this is a band that I had put off getting stuff for a long time, and I got the ones that Divebomb had, and I'm going to quickly show you the 2 that I couldn't get on Divebomb, but they have 2 after Divebomb, which are their 2 newest ones. But Iron Flame, I believe they are a band from Ohio, and I am in a full-on power metal phase right now, so this is totally up my alley. I've listened to samples of all 4 of the ones that Divebomb has, and they are just fantastic. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out a spot where you can see the titles, and but yeah, so just got these, haven't delved into them, haven't listened to anything completely yet. I know Confessor because I have the main album, but so all of this stuff that I'm just showing right now are stuff that I just technically unpackaged. It was on my steps upstairs. Another Iron Flame. I believe all these were $10. I think one of them was $12, but I still got the 20% off that. So they're about $8 each after that 20% off. Now this one, the reason I left this one almost for last is because this one has, I wish there wasn't that light. 1 second. Let me move this over. There we go. That might work. This one is a compilation of all their 7-inch singles and things that they put on, like box sets, not box sets, but like splits and stuff like that. So this one might sound a little different from song to song, but that doesn't really bother me, because most of the stuff was really good sounding. So now let's see, where do I start? Let's start with Reverend. So I think Reverend was kind of my first introduction to Divebomb, because I found out about these two albums. I'm going to kind of just do it like this rather than hope that I miss that stuff. So this was their second album. This also has 6 songs for live, and then the full album. And then this one has the main album plus the 4 songs that were on the EP. And this has David Wayne and Brian Corbin on this album, and it has Jason Ian, who is Scott Ian's brother, and then Angelo Espino. But you know David Wayne from Metal Church. Brian Corbin was the guitarist for Heretic. And on this one, you had a few other people. You had Brian Corbin, Dennis O'Hara, and Stuart Fuji, and Rick Basha. So Dennis O'Hara and Brian Corbin were from Heretic, and of course David Wayne was from Metal Church. He leaves Metal Church, and Heretic singer Mike Howe ended up joining Metal Church. So that was the blessing in disguise thing. Let's see what we have here. I'll do Chastain first. So we have Mystery Illusion by Chastain. If you don't know who Chastain is, it's David T. Chastain, guitar wonderkin kind of. And at this point, well, actually almost through the whole Chastain career, is Leather Leone. And she kind of sounds like, I'm not saying this as an insult, but she almost kind of sounds like the female version of Blackie Lawless at times. But she's got really intense vibrato, and on this one, which I will show you, there are a couple other ones that I have, but they weren't Divebomb versions. There's a couple Chastain that are out of print that were Divebomb that I really wish I got, but I found out about them too late. This one has Fred Coury from none other than, I believe, Cinderella. I think he went on to play in Cinderella. Let's see. I think that's him. Oh, look at Leather. Yeah, I think Fred Coury was the drummer for Cinderella. So that is Mystery Illusion. Later albums have Ken Mary on them. This one is a whole different lineup, but it still has Leather in the band, so that's cool. This one is called For Those Who Dare, and this is, I believe, the anniversary edition of the album. This is Leather number 2, which I have only listened to once or twice. I grew up with Shockwaves by Leather. This thing is awesome. So, things that you can still get, everything I had already shown previously, except for, let's see. No, I think they had some World Won't Miss You still available. I'll tell you which ones that aren't in print anymore. Leather 2 is available. Leather Shockwaves. This one is not available, or at least I haven't seen it on their website in a while. I think I got one of the last copies, and I think I paid a little bit more because it was one of the last copies. And then there's a band called CJSS. So it is David Chastain, something Jenkins. Let's see. David Chastain, Russell Jenkins, Mike Skimmerhorn, and Les Sharp. So CJSS. And Mike played bass on the that first Chastain that I showed you. So they have Praise the Loud, and then the self-titled, the World Gone Mad. So I believe they have both of these still available. Just awesome metal. I don't know how to really describe Chastain and CJSS other than just kind of, American metal, like 80s, mid 80s American metal. I think these came out around 87 or 88. Let me see if there is a kind of a timeline here. No, they don't give me any times. 86. So around 86. So totally worth it. One that I don't... No, I do believe they have it. Deadly Blessing. I got this as a free gift from another YouTube channel. He sent me a few things, and this was one of them. I really wish it was Ascend from the Cauldron, but apparently Renaissance and whoever runs that is impossible to work with, and she doesn't want anything reissued for some dumb reason. But Deadly Blessing and Ascend from the Cauldron, Screamer, Target Earth. I have a Hitman copy, but so this is the Psychodrama demo, Mechanical Solutions demo, live, and then another demo and live. So there's 2 discs on here. They had a singer, I believe his name was this has Larry Beston. I think they had somebody else. Maybe their singer's name was Ski. I don't remember though. Sorry. Really high vocals and stuff. Betsy, who was originally in a band called Bitch. You'll remember her doing a duet with Lizzie Borden on the, I think it was Terror Rising EP. So this was originally out on Metal Blade. Oh, that would be great if Divebomb remastered all the Lizzie Borden stuff. That'd be so awesome. Because that stuff isn't in print anymore either. Mindworks. I believe these are pretty cheap, and they have vocals on them. This kind of sounds very much in the Cynic vein, technical death metal kind of stuff, but it does have clean vocals. It's been a while since I listened to these, but yeah, these were right up any Cynic fans' alley. One of the Boot Camp series. So Divebomb has the Boot Camp series, which is a lot of demos that were never released, and Epitaph Echoes Entomb, the demo anthology. The cool thing about this album is it has Tony Tiergarten, I believe his name is. He is better known as the guy who did all the death metal vocals on Cynic's Focus album. So that's why I had to have this. And it's pretty darn good. little local band from Minnesota, my hometown. Slave Raider. My brother played with Letitia Ray in a band way after Slave Raider were done. Take the World by Storm was huge in 8th grade because it became the Twins kind of anthem, because they kind of changed the lyrics, and when the Twins were in the World Series, originally in like 86 or something like that. I know they were also in the World Series in 91 or 92 or something like that. But this album is awesome, and I believe they still had copies of this available. And what's this? What Do You Know About Rock and Roll? This is another band where I should have probably bought, but again, when I was buying a bunch of stuff, I probably should have gotten the Bigger, Badder, Bolder album, but I think they have really limited copies, and they were like $20. So, getting to the end here. I have 2 copies of Watchtower. I have the original CD version, and then I have this. If you don't know Watchtower, listen to this, Control and Resistance. If you like bands like Fates Warning and Dream Theater and want to listen to a band who pushes those boundaries, there's a band called Spiral Architect that Ken Golden over on at Sensory or Laser CD put out. Spiral Architect that sound like Watchtower worship, but they're not as good as Watchtower. Or I don't have a history with them as much. I really wish I had that, but I don't. But this is a band that the original singer was the singer from Dangerous Toys, but don't let that scare you because it is super technical. Another band who I only ever had their first album, which was called Return to Something Hill or Another Return or something like that. This is Fire for the Sake of Mankind, and it's really good. I listened to this, and this was what made me go back to their first one. Kind of in that kind of Queensryche vein, but not really. This was one that I found used at my store that I work at. Misano. It's very AOR. And great vocals, great guitar playing. I believe they still have copies of this. Let's see. Oh, a band that I had to actually get a couple of these directly from the singer, Anacrusis. This album is called Hindsight, which is basically The Suffering Hour and Reason all re-recorded and put out into this double pack. I got it signed by them, and it is a 2-disc set with a big booklet. Well, a decent sized booklet. And if you've never heard of Anacrusis, this is how it's spelled. Let's see if we can get that. Anacrusis. Definitely check out Reason, because Reason is fantastic. Their last 2 albums are awesome too. But and then Ken Nardi put out this 2-disc set. He is the singer of Anacrusis, so this is a little bit different than Anacrusis, but still the closest thing we're going to get to an Anacrusis new album. And when was this put out? This was 2021, a little bit after they did their reunion show, which they also put out, not through Divebomb, but they put out on a 2-disc set with a Blu-ray also, and that is awesome because they brought back all 3 drummers. But this is really close to being similar to those later period Anacrusis, Manic Impressions and Screams and Whispers. Last few things. Oh, I should have shown this with Confessor. So this is Fly Machine. This is a band where the bass player and the drummer from Confessor went on after their original singer. I think he left the band, and they got a new guitarist. Is it just a guitarist? Um, I think it's, yeah, there's two guitarists and two different guitarists, and then the bass player and drummer from Confessor. So think of Confessor with a singer who's a bit less stratospheric, um, and but the same kind of quirkiness. Nothing is going to come close to Condemned, though. Condemned is like is a masterpiece. That's why that uncontrolled demo thing is so great to have, because it's very much in that vein. We'll start with this, the Land of Greed by Cyclone Temple. So this was Land of Greed, Home of the Depraved demo, and so this had a bunch of stuff with their original singer, and then Building Arrows demo and Live Hatred, because they had a singer who sang on one of the greatest thrash albums that you don't know, which is called Cyclone Temple, I Hate Therefore I Am. And the original singer had just an amazing like baritone voice that was just, he was so awesome. Just listen to the first 9 songs on this album and you'll understand. That's the whole album basically. But no, really listen to the first 4 songs on this album and you'll understand by the end of the first song why it was so good. This is one of the 2 versions that I have. Of course, this has way more liner notes, and that was the band's singer, drummer, bass player, guitarist, Greg Fulton, who ended up going on. He was actually originally from a band called Snow White. I think Cyclone Temple basically was Snow White with a female singer. So then they switched singers. They did Building Errors in the Machine EP, and then this one, My Friend Lonely. The only thing that changed between this album and this album was the singer. And this album is pretty darn good, but I miss this singer so much. He was so good. And that's it. That's my Divebomb stuff. But I wanted to show you, because I had those Iron Flame. So they did 2 other albums that are on High Roller Records. What we got? Where Madness Dwells and Kingdom Torn Asunder. So these are 2 other Iron Flame. I had to buy these on their, what do you call it? Bandcamp page. Because if I had ordered these, I got these for $12 plus like $11 shipping or something crazy like that. It ended up being $37 for 2 CDs. Totally fine. But if I had ordered them from work through the distributor that High Roller uses, they would have been like $25 each. So this way I saved money. They also sent me 2 stickers, one for each of these album covers, and a can cozy that's Iron Flame. So that was pretty cool. So lots of Divebomb stuff, and hopefully you go check them out before that sale is ending. It ends at the end of March. Remember to put in March 20. He has the code at the very top of the thing, and the cool thing with these is he has this little bomb in the top, so it's kind of easy to find the albums in your collection. But this is the stack that I received today from Divebomb. So thanks, Matt. Have a good one.